Hello guys, welcome to the channel. In this particular video, we will be looking at the problem make palindrome. So let's see what it says. Here is the problem and it says that you are given an array of strings ARR of size n. You have to find out if it is possible to make a palindromic string by concatenating the strings in any order, provided that all the strings given in the array are of equal length. Now let me start by talking about palindromic string in brief. So in order to explain, I will take an example. I have taken this string as the example. And what's special about this string is if you try to read this string from left to right or from right to left, the string will read same. And such a string is known as a palindromic string. In programming, when we talk about checking a string as palindrome, so we just put two pointers here and then we keep checking whether the value at these pointers are equal or not. So let's say this is start and this is end, and we will check these two values are equal or not. Then we will put pointers here, and then we will check for these two values. Then we will check for these two values. And for single value, we don't check because a single value is a palindrome in itself, right? So this is how we check palindrome. This was about the concept of palindrome in brief. Now let me talk about the problem again. So the problem says that you are given an array of strings and we need to combine the strings in the array in such a way that a palindromic string is formed. So for this particular example, we are given this array and let me take these two strings first. So for these two strings, let me write these strings. I have GADT, then I have TDAG. So is it a palindromic string? Let me put two pointers here and then keep checking these two are equal, then these two are equal, then these two are equal, and these two are okay. These are palindrome, right? So this is a palindrome string. Now I'm left with these two strings. So I can write the first string in the first place. So I'll write DJFH and I'll write this string at the last place. So I will have HFJD. Now you can see that this is again a palindromic string. You can see that these two characters are also equal, right? Now the answer is going to be yes. Why? Because we can combine the string in such a way that a palindromic string is formed. And we are just concerned about whether it is possible or not, right? So what is the ordering? The ordering is pretty simple. I have this at first place, this at fourth place, and this is at the second place, and this is at the third place. So this is one of the ordering possible, and there are multiple solution. There can be multiple solution for any given test case, right? Now I hope you have understood the problem well. So let's talk about the solution. Talking about the solution, I have written the same example which was given in the problem statement, and even we can make some observations from this example. Uh, the first observation is, have a look at this thing. We are actually combining the string with the reverse of this string, and then we are getting a palindrome. Is it always true? So yes, it is always true. It is always true when two strings are of equal length. And according to the problem, we are given the strings of equal length. So let me explain this. If I have a string GADT and I need to combine this string with a string of same length, so I will make four places here, right? So what is this string going to be? This is my question, and I know my final answer will be a palindrome, because I want a palindrome, right? So in that case, I know that these two characters should be equal if it is a palindrome. So this is going to be G, and again these two are equal. If it is a palindrome, then this is A. Similarly, this is D and this is T. So isn't it the reverse order of the given string? So this means that we are always concerned about the reverse of the same string. In this array, we can look for every string, we can look for the reverse. So I'll write string plus reverse of string is going to be a palindrome. The second observation is, have a look here again. So this particular part is palindrome, and this part is a reverse of each other, right? This is str and this is reverse of str, right? And this is something which is a palindrome. So this is again going to give me a palindrome. And even okay, so first of all, let me write this. I have str plus I have a palindrome plus str, reverse of str, right? This is going to give me again a palindrome. Can I break down this palindrome into some parts? Yes, of course I can do it. I can write this palindrome again as, let's say this is str, so let's say this is str2, and this is again going to be reverse of str2, str2, right? This is not always the case, but I just want to explain you that if you have a string like I have x here, y here, and z here, if I have strings like this, so I need a string reverse of x here, and reverse of y here, and reverse of z here, right? So this means that this is always going to give me the answer, which means that in the array, for every string, we are just concerned about the reverse of the string. And once we have found the reverse, then we can see that those two can be combined. And one more thing that we should always take care of is the frequency. How frequency is going to change the answer. Let's say I have djfh and I have the reverse here, and I have this reverse one more time, hfjd. So you can see that these two can combine, but this is going to make the answer as false, right? So this means that frequency is also going to change the answer. Now my first step will be to store the frequency. I need to store string and frequency, something kind of this. This is something which I can say is a key value pairing. So when we have key value pair, then we talk about map. So I'll simply write store values in the map. So even let me write the pseudocode. I'm just going to make one more. Okay, so let me write the pseudocode here. I'm just okay, this is the pseudocode that comes from the previous problem. I'm just going to remove this. Now here I can write the pseudocode. The pseudocode will be, the first step will be to store value in the map. Uh, Store frequency in map. This is the first step. The second step is for each string in array, we just need to do one thing, that if a map of string is not equal to map of, this is basically checking the frequency of reverse and string. If it is not true, then return false. This is what we can do to solve the problem. Now the problem is pretty simple and straightforward, but there is a lot to like observe from the problem, and there are multiple edge cases which are automatically going to be handled with this. So I want you to think about this code a little bit, like how it's working, and you can try out for multiple test cases, right? Now let me show you the actual code. So this is the actual code. I have written the code in Java, C++, and Python. And you can see that the code is very similar to the one I have already explained you. I'm simply making a map, then I'm storing the value in the map, and then I'm just checking the frequency of each value. And if the frequency of string and reverse is not equal, then return false, and finally return true if this condition is not true for every value. And again, I'm going to do the same concept. Just going to apply the same concept for C++ language as well, and the Python language as well. Now I hope you have understood the problem well. So this is all about this problem. If you guys like the explanation, then you can hit the like button, and if you are new here, then you can subscribe the channel. Thank you.